How's your sock drawer looking? Scary, perhaps? Then maybe it's time for a spring cleaning and a refresh. Bombas just dropped a bunch of absurdly soft new socks, tees, and underwear to help you get that drawer in a better place while doing a little good. Once you try Bombas, you're never going to look at socks the same way. They obsess over the details like foot-hugging honeycomb arch support, anti-blister tabs, and cushioned footbeds that feel like little pillows for your feet, not to mention buttery soft tees and underwear with no itchy tags. Bombas has a one purchase equals one donated mission. Every time you buy their socks, tees, or underwear, you also donate essential clothing to someone facing homelessness. To date, Bombas has donated over 100 million clothing items and counting, and they have a 100% happiness guarantee. So if the dryer or your dog eats a sock, or if you're unhappy with the purchase, for virtually any reason, they'll do whatever they can to replace it or make it right. I love Bombas. My sock drawer is filled to the brim, and I'm quite happy about it. Get comfy this spring and give back with Bombas. Head over to bombas.com/TMGW and use code TMGW for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/TMGW and use code TMGW at checkout. This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Memory Heart.
You guys, welcome back to another This Might Get Weird, the morning edition. I feel like mornings sometimes have different vibes than evenings.
Yeah, we used to record. We say this every time that we record in the morning, that we used to record in the mornings.
We used to do it.
And I don't hate it because
neither.
it's like my brain isn't jaded by the day yet.
Honestly, yes, because remember when that brief moment in time when I worked out? Those were the days.
You got to get into beast body.
I know.
Beastie.
Okay, I'm gonna get into that bestiality with you in a minute. But
hopefully not that.
Nope. But there was that moment in time when I was waking up early as fuck for me.
Yeah.
And going to the trainer at 7:30. And there was a part of me, well, I always hated it because I never went to sleep earlier. I just was more sleep deprived.
Yeah.
But working out that early, I realized I wasn't aware of everything that hurt yet.
Yeah.
And so I was almost doing it a little, I felt a little high.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel
that's I think why productive people do things first thing in the morning. I'm like, you don't want to just marinate in bed for a bit and build up your anxieties about the day.
You don't want it to be 10:30 and you're podcasting and realizing you haven't even brushed your teeth.
No, well,
sorry if you can smell me.
You're fine. I worked out this morning already.
Stop it.
Yeah. Well, I'm stressed.
Grace.
Like real talk, Goose is a little unwell. I'm a little stressed about it. And so this morning I worked out. I didn't work out yesterday, but this morning I worked out, especially because Elliot gets pre-workout. And have you ever taken that before you worked out?
Okay, first I want to insert one little real talk. Yes, we did cry for 30 minutes before we started this podcast if we look a little glassy-eyed.
Look, if it looks like my under-eye concealer was there and now it's not there, it's for good reason.
You look great.
Thanks. You too.
Thanks.
We're in a season of dog life right now that is real woof.
Real woof.
Up and down, but we're hanging in. We just love them so much.
We love them so much.
Why didn't anyone warn us about this part?
What's so crazy is when I got beans, I believe it was 900 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember my partner at the time saying, go ahead and build a padded room.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm fine. I'm a rational person. I feel like I'm good at bouncing back from emotions. And for as sensitive as I am, I feel like I can shake stuff off relatively easy.
Yeah.
But I'm just
it's an entangled mess. I mean, and I was telling you, I am in a forced menopausal state in my body and brain. So
from the medication.
I'm like,
let's give a little explanation.
From the medication. So I am just so easily triggered by all of it. But it is, and I thought with Goose, because she is high aggression and high anxiety and has been high maintenance her whole life, that there would be obviously a sadness, but maybe a little distance because it's been so much work. So there might be like a sense of relief or something towards the end of her life. But nope.
No way.
It is just tripling down. And so.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted, for those people out there.
Context.
Because Grace and I were both like, when we see on social media, there's a lot of our friends who are kind of dealing with the same thing.
It's happening with everyone right now. And also, if we have to take off a week or so coming up, you guys know why.
You guys know why. But like, we were like, oh, I guess this is the certain age where like the ladies were like, you know what? I'm 29. I'm single or whatever. I'm good.
I'm not doing kids.
I'm not doing kids. Dinks. I just told Grace what dink is. Double income, no kids.
Wow. I didn't know about that.
That's what's up. But so now we're to the age where everyone's like, oh, that first pet that I've put all my love into instead of procreating. Got it. Like my mom's coming out to visit next week. She's like, I can't wait to see Beans. And I'm like, I know what you're thinking, Caroline. You're thinking this could be the last time I need to get out to California.
Yeah. No, it is a very confronting moment in time, but it also just feels like something's in the air too. So there's a comfort in like not feeling alone in the feeling.
True.
But at the same time, it's just like, damn, I haven't, for amazing reasons of a lucky privileged life, experienced like grief to the degree that I know I'm about to walk through.
The degree
that I'm about to walk through. So,
okay, so that's our depressing first 5 of the podcast, but real talk, we're spoofs and goofs and, sometimes got to get a little real.
I know. Maybe I should finish listening to T Swift's new album.
So you haven't gotten through it?
I've gotten through some of it. It's 31 tracks.
When did movies all become 3 hours and albums all become 30 tracks?
Great question. I don't know. And I know I don't know how much you've seen. My TikTok is now attuned to the Swift Talk discourse.
I get in there.
Which is really, honestly, okay, this is why she's a brilliant businesswoman of her art, is that it is so riddled with detail and connections that fans have all of these like TikTok theories or these TikTok like revelations about like this song's about this person from this year, and now like because the Matt Healy stuff, have you heard this?
Right, but didn't they date for like 4 hours?
Right. But before 10 years earlier, they dated.
I didn't know that.
So that's the thing. So 10 years earlier, they dated, and he, I guess, dumped her. And sorry if I get any of this wrong.
Right, don't come for us.
Like anything that is information, I pass it on incorrectly. 10 years, like years and years ago.
I'm the person who I only get the info from you. I'm real bad.
Welcome to our echo chamber. So they dated, and that was when the 1975 was starting to blow up. So he, I think, dumped her because he didn't want to be Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
name
so
for yourself.
She goes into this relationship with that Joe guy, who sounds like he was just like very depressed during their relationship and like didn't want to marry her, like do anything sort of to the next level. So she that was her tough time in there, but she thought about Matt Healy like the whole time that she was with this guy. So these songs allude. And then when she got out of that relationship while she was on the Eras tour, she got into like a 4-month relationship with Matt Healy because she was like, I've been thinking about you the whole time. And during the Eras tour, she sings this song Cardigan from Folklore or one of those albums.
Wasn't that supposed to be about Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, but it's apparently, she said, this is on stage. She was like, this is for you. You know who you are. I love you. And it was for Matt Healy. And everyone was like, this song has been about him the whole time. And then like, he obviously was a problematic human being that all the Swifties were like, stop dating him. So like that candle burned out pretty quick.
2 things.
Yeah.
1, when you really think about it, I can see him wearing a cardigan a lot more than Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm.
Just from an aesthetic.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know? 2, could you imagine being with someone for like a gajillion years and then be like, so you were thinking about somebody else this whole time?
That part is wild. That she is just reckless with the
honesty.
Hey, yeah, you broke up with me and you were depressed, but like I was thinking about someone the whole time, so my life was also really sad. But there's also, I saw post on Instagram that was one of the guys from Formula One.
What?
Who I forget which. He's the older guy. He was like, there's a photo of him doing like a shush face because he was listening to one of Taylor Swift's tracks because they rumored dated or something, and I think he was listening to see if it was about him. Hold on, let me find out. Formula One.
This is so crazy. It's like, let me post a photo to show that I'm listening to see if it's possibly about me. Like everyone is trying to get in that Swiftie
Fernando
world.
Alonso, this guy. Formula One's Fernando Alonso
He
responds
dated
to purported,
Taylor Swift?
Supposedly they might have had a thing or something. I don't know when, but it's like, here's all the headlines from Men's Journal. Formula One's Fernando Alonso responds to purported Taylor Swift shout out.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is, I guess, like maybe in the world of men, some weird badge that they get a shout out or a mention. But she does such a great job of putting in all of this stuff so people have to listen to the album over and over and over again to hear every detail, to make all the connections.
And that's when you break a Spotify streaming record.
And that's how you get those streaming records. But that's genius marketing.
I'll be honest, I have not listened to a single tune.
Not the Kim Kardashian diss track?
I haven't.
It's not very.
I know Amy. I mean,
that's not that.
That's.
You see, we walk on these eggshells because anyone that has anything other than absolute reckless positivity about her gets burned at the stake.
The way she named that song, it felt very like
Ask Amy.
If and capitalizing the K and the I and the M, it felt very like me in 5th grade trying to like build a mystery.
Yeah.
And being like, I'll leave a clue.
Yeah. Like if this was an escape room, I would be like, I paid too much money for this.
Tortured Poets Escape Room.
That's what I think her albums feel like. Escape rooms that all the Swifties have to figure out how to get out of once they're in.
Grace, if we opened an escape room,
a Taylor Swift escape room
where it's the different albums.
Yeah. Oh my,
the Red Room.
We would be billionaires.
Oh my, the Reputation Room. It's just like snakes. I'm serious. We might need to talk to some investors.
Honestly, this is truly the best idea we've ever had. Women supporting women. Yeah. See? You hear it here first. But
okay, we're totally doing it.
Continue to get into it.
Everyone knows that finding the perfect t-shirt can be a challenge. I've always had problems, whether it's like the fit or the quality. I get a t-shirt and it's great, but it lasts 3 washes. Or I get a t-shirt and I look like SpongeBob SquarePants and a waist is nowhere to be found. Well, luckily, the perfect t-shirt does exist, and you can find it at Skims. From crop silhouettes to long sleeve layering tees, there's a style for everyone. I am not exaggerating at all when I say Skims is like my favorite new brand. I know there's a lot of hype. I know there's a lot of people talking about it, and normally I shy away when something gets popular, okay? I like to go my own way, but the second I put on Skims panties, the second I put on their bras, I was in love. And then the t-shirts, well, guess what? They didn't break the record. They are just as soft, just as comfortable, and best yet, just as flattering. Oh, they are so good. I've got their Skims soft smoothing tees, baby. Okay, I used to think throwing on a t-shirt was more casual wear, but this fabric is so supple and so smooth, I can wear it whether I'm running errands at the grocery store or dress it up for a night out, okay? I wore it to dinner with jeans, a blazer, and high heels, and baby, chef's kiss, okay? I've got the soft smoothing seamless t-shirt, and I've got the cotton jersey t-shirt, and I've got a problem because now I want every single shirt they have ever made. So if you'd like to give it a try, which I truly, truly highly recommend, shop the Skims t-shirt shop at skims.com, now available in sizes XXS to 4X. And if you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that we sent you. After you place your order, you're going to select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. You will thank me later.
Stitch Fix sends style so good you can feel it. They deliver all the confidence that comes from a truly amazing outfit without any of the work. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist who understands your style, size, and budget. They do all the shopping for you. It's the easiest way to transform your wardrobe this season. Your stylist will take your wardrobe to the next level. Like I said, they do all the work for you, sometimes even better than you could do for yourself. They'll help you discover new things about your style. It's like a stylish best friend that's shopping for you. You know that confidence boost when you put on a really amazing outfit? That's what you'll get from Stitch Fix. When you look good, you feel good, and it shows. Here's what you do. You give your stylist your size, your style, and your budget preference, and then you can order boxes when you want and how you want. There's no subscription required. And your stylist will send 5 just for you pieces, plus outfit recommendations and pro styling tips. You keep what you love and you send back the rest. It is that easy. Your stylist sends personalized pieces and the fit is flawless. It's like they're reading your mind. You don't know how they do it, but they'll just get you. Outfits that make you look good and feel good, and you don't have to shop. Where's the problem? Oh, there isn't one. And if you don't love something, you just send it back. Shipping, returns, and exchanges are always free. Like I've said before, I have a very simple, predictable style, and Stitch Fix is wonderful because they will keep you in the realm of your style, but push you a little bit further with some pieces that you might not have tried for yourself, but are surprised work so well. Style that makes you feel as good as you look. Get started today at stitchfix.com/TMGW. That's stitchfix.com/TMGW. One more time, stitchfix.com/TMGW. I will say there's a song called Florida with 3 exclamation points.
Okay.
So
I've
been recently, and it's not a bad song. Florence and the Machine is on it.
Yeah, Florence Welch.
Yeah, she's on it. So that obviously makes me love it immediately. But I saw this morning that the Florida song is about Taylor Swift's love of Dateline. That she's like, people do these crimes and then they take off to Florida to start a new personality. Oh, here it is. To try and reinvent themselves, have a new identity, blend in. When you go through a heartbreak, there's a part of you that thinks, I want a new name. I want a new life. I don't want anyone to know where I've been or know me at all. And that was the jumping off point of Florida. Exclamation points.
Florida is, I will say, it is an escape room of a state because everyone... Man. I mean, God bless all our Florida listeners who are wonderful.
You guys
there's a lot of crazies.
Yeah. Florida is hilariously Florida every time I go.
I don't think this is breaking news.
No.
Both my parents are from Florida, but also like my stepdad from back in the day, 15 years. You know how he like left in the middle of the night. Like totally never saw the man again.
Yeah.
Florida.
Really?
Florida.
See, there's a song.
That's where they go, they go like, well, we're not going to stand out amongst these gator
you should listen. I mean, you might love this song.
I don't know. The thing is and this is our Taylor Swift app. The thing is that I agree with the sentiment that maybe she should work with some other producers than Jack Antonoff.
Yeah,
maybe
but see,
everything is sounding very similar, but that's my own take.
I also just I just want bops.
Want bops. Who's the Reputation? Who's the 1989? Who is it?
I respect all of this music and all of the poetry, but I just want shallow bops.
I want shallow bops. You know what I need, T Swift? I need you to like make an album with Timbaland.
Well, this is what I'm hoping, that her relationship with Travis
lightens her up a little bit.
Yeah, that there's actually no drama or any like problems to find, and then she's in her back like dancey era again.
Let's do it. Like I need her back in like fun times, and maybe the Kelseys will bring it out, because here's the headline I saw today, and granted it's not oh God, shut up, ad blockers. I do not care. Let me get in here. Oh my God, hold on. I'm going to have to reset this. This is, oh God, here we go. I read this article. I know. I saw a headline.
Yeah, we regurgitate headlines back and forth.
That's it. But this isn't Travis, but it's Jason.
Yeah.
Jason Kelce lost his Super Bowl ring in a pool of Skyline chili.
That is such a Jason Kelce headline. I only have recently learned of the Kelce brothers in the last year.
Me too.
So like fake fan, I know.
Total fake fan.
Like from what I gather about their kind of personas, Jason is the hilarious, like lovable,
buffoon.
Yeah.
Well, apparently him and Travis, I don't know when this was, but there's something called the Lumbabi Games. I'm assuming that's like a coach name at the University of Cincinnati.
Okay.
And they do a bunch of different things. The athletes and academics do one game where competitors dive into a pool of Skyline chili.
Wow.
And that's where he lost his ring.
That, I mean, that's like a adult Double Dare.
But
like,
I want
moment.
that worked into a Taylor. And you lost that ring in the chili that time, and the Cincinnati boys were feeling really fine.
Yeah.
And it slid off your finger like it slid off my life. And
and
would make you my wife.
You should get out there with the music. I told you that my really deep cut wish of a conspiracy theory is that she's going to reveal that all of these songs were written with AI. And that would be honestly the most genius, amazing, like socio-political experiment in music, and also very representative of like where the culture is going.
I think there's some, I'm not going to get this right, but like I feel like was it Drake? They had like AI write Drake songs, and they like played it for other rappers, and they were like, did not know it was AI. I'll find out. You know what? Maybe I'll shut my mouth until I know a shred of what I'm talking about. But I know Chip was showing me like, or maybe it was like a T-Pain or something.
That's
But peers did not know that
the
it was
difference.
Yeah,
interesting, and that's why I feel like where all of the AI curiosities are going. So there was part of me that was like listening to the songs and being like, this really would be fun if she admitted that this was written by AI.
Yeah.
Because it would be I would love that and love her.
But do you think her actual like hardcore fans would be like, we don't like you playing games with us?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
This album is not for me. It is for her hardcore fans, and they love it because I've watched every New York Times piece that's come out, like not even criticizing, just offering like, here's a thought about this album. Yes. And everyone is just like,
I'm scared.
They go after them, and it just looks like all these comments are using thesaurus.com, which I use all the time. So it's been very interesting to watch the discourse, and very interesting to see on my TikTok the deep dives of explanations of all these songs.
Well, this will be our last podcast because the Swifties are going to come. I think like there was a New York Times review where they literally put a caveat that like the writer's name was not going to be, like whoever wrote it is not credited because they got so many threats last time.
Wow. That I did see that they posted something that was like, edit, the last article that went up had misquoted the name of her album as the Tortured Poets Society instead of the Tortured Poets Department because of like Dead Poets Society. And I was like, wow, the New York Times got it wrong for a second.
They're not into double checking. Okay, let's circle back.
Yeah.
Beast Body. Pre-workout.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling strong?
Well, I took a week and a half off when we went away just now. And so I do feel weak coming back. But today was cardio.
Oh, wow. What'd you do this morning?
Just burpees. Freaking getting down on the ground.
The worst.
And then picking your body back up is like, okay, was honestly the inspiration for why I wanted to start working out, was the thought that if I fell on the ground, I'm having a hard time picking my body back up.
Got it.
So it is directly and exactly what I wanted to work on. It doesn't make it any more fun, but it's getting a little bit easier. Like I'm getting like, I can lift a little bit more weight, which is very, very exciting. And like I have energy in a way that I didn't before. But I can see how people get really into weightlifting. Like as soon as you start seeing muscles, it's like, whoa, okay, I did that to myself. Yeah.
Are you gonna be a bodybuilder?
No, I can't.
I will be backstage greasing you up.
No, I'm like
spray painting on abs.
I have already. I see like a little bit of muscle, and in my mind, it's massive. And Elliot's like, no, you need to eat more. There is not as much muscle as you think is going on. But I'm like already too aware of getting to like that spot, I guess. I don't know.
Are you upping your protein?
Yeah, we are upping our protein, which is very exciting. So that comes in line with all of it. But it's also like getting back on track, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I can't see the track. That I'm one of those like towns that used to be bustling because the train came through it. And now years later there's just a bunch of weird buildings.
Yep.
And no jobs.
Yeah, well, it's very gamified because this thing is like an app. So you like plug in all of your data with it because you can put in. He's very big into writing it down. Write down how much weight you've done for each thing so that you can see your progress.
You mean write it down outside of in the app?
Yeah, in the app. That's what he means.
Okay.
Like,
I was like,
down.
a notebook?
But he tells the two people because every video has like two people that he's with. In these videos, look, this is non-spawn. I don't know that everyone should even try to do this workout program. There's, I think, a lot of others that are much more approachable. But his videos will always have like two backup friends. Obviously, they're showing you like how to do it.
Yeah.
One, if you don't have equipment, watch this guy. But he'll like shame these men in these videos of like their form and like if they need to modify the exercises because they can't do it.
No, we need to be a supportive community in Beachbody.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's a whole world. It made me wonder about like the whole world of like people that get hired to do those backup like aerobic things.
I mean, I had workout VHSs.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, my stepmom had Billy Blank's Tae Bo, and I did that.
Tae Bo. Well, I never really did Tae Bo. I maybe saw it once, but when I was a camp counselor and I was, teaching the dance courses, I was like the head of the dance department. It's like, this means nothing. But that people were like, we'd like an aerobics class. So I just faked it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. No professional training. And I was like, great, we'll do Tae Bo. And I'm just like, punch it. And punch it. I mean, like, I had no clue. Basically, when you teach those courses, you're just, I keep saying courses as if it's a degree. Yeah. Classes. You're just improvising. You know what I mean?
So it is like there is an art to it that I'm impressed by because he's filling time, but also keeping track of the exact amount of time for...
Right. But so VHSs, because I've told you before when I was little, growing up, like my dad would go to the gym when I'd go to visit him. And it was cheaper for him to just get like me and my sister gym memberships.
Yeah, it's great.
And so I would be like the 9-year-old with Coke bottle glasses and like hair down to my butthole. Like in the front doing like the step thing, just going crazy. And now I'm like, I would hate me.
Yeah.
I would absolutely hate me. But then I feel like we had workout tapes because I did in my live show, I showed like workout with Barbie.
Yeah.
Which in retrospect is like very fucked up because Jennifer Love Hewitt is a backup, is one of the dancers in it.
Right.
Yeah. So like there was a whole like, ecosystem in the 90s of people who would be like, I mean, I bet there's repeat offenders where it's like, I did Jane Fonda's. I did Cher's. Everyone had a workout tape.
Yeah, because now it's been democratized where everyone can go on YouTube and upload whatever they want.
It used to be you got to rent that studio with the carpet, with the levels.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of kids working out.
Yeah.
I was at the gym last week.
Look at you. There you go.
I did 1 mile on the treadmill. Exactly 1 mile.
Excellent.
Exactly 20 Arnold presses with 10s. I was like, I'm out.
Beastie guy is obsessed with Arnold presses.
Arnold presses, baby. But I'm on the treadmill and I'm going to do just like, let's casually walk uphill, for a couple miles. And there's like 4 treadmills. And there's a guy who gets on, like there's a blank one in between us and he's there.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I brought Chip's headphones because I couldn't find my AirPods. And then I couldn't get his headphones to connect to my phone. So I was basically wearing headphones
for the illusion
with no noise as I'm like scrolling. You know what I mean? This guy is talking so loud, right? That I like immediately me and the other guy on a treadmill like make eye contact like, you hearing this?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, is he on a conference call? Like, why is he just talking so loud?
Yeah.
Like the whole room is like, what the fuck?
Weird.
Right? And I look and he doesn't have like headphones in. I realize he has his 2 preteen daughters at the gym.
Oh.
Right? And they're like, you know, like they're like the perfect, like the probably 11.
Okay.
You know, like haven't hit puberty yet. Not trying to be cool, like big shirt, like, you know, one of them's like going crazy on the elliptical, you know, like they're just being like, this is crazy. Dad's going through, mom and dad are divorced.
Yeah.
And
like, this is how we spend our visitation with our dad.
And I'm like, literally, this was me as a child. But what made me mad is so besides him just talking so loud.
So he's talking to his daughters the whole time?
Straight towards the window as they are somewhere in the room behind him.
Wild.
So annoying. So the little one gets on the treadmill between us, right? She's like 11. Cute little, you know, like.
That just makes me nervous.
Yeah. And so she's walking and I'm like, oh God. And he's like, crank up the speed. And she's like, and he's just like coaching her.
Over top of you on a treadmill?
No. She's between us.
Oh, okay.
So loud. And then this is when I had to leave because I was like, I'm going to yell at this guy. He goes, if you bring it up to whatever pace he had set it at, he was like, I'll give you $1 for every minute.
Oh no.
And I was like, is this dad being fun or is this dad trying to get his 11-year-old little girl to lose weight?
Is this fun or fucked up?
And he said... And then he said it 5 different ways. He was like, $1 a minute. I mean, for every minute, you'll get $1. And I'm just like, I gotta fucking go. I literally, you know what? I probably would have run about 6 miles that day. But I said, you know what? I gotta get out of here before I go off on this parent.
Are there rules at gyms about the age
Here's
of
the thing.
people that use the equipment?
I wanted to go to the front and be like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like gyms should be 16 and over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and this is coming from someone who
was front and center at an LA gym at 11 years old.
This is someone who actively knew every grapevine routine.
She was sweating to the oldies when she was very young.
We had that tape too. It was great. But so anyway, I was just like,
that's like, I remember the first year that I moved out here. Now 12 years ago ish.
Crazy.
I stayed in a place that it's been renamed now, but it was called like the Overlook. What was that?
No, it was this.
It's got a documentary about it.
It was where kid actors stay during pilot season.
Yeah, because it was like,
ridges,
everything's
the pines,
fully furnished, everything. And so it's like, there's a documentary about it because a lot of kids and their parents would stay there during pilot season. And I just stayed there because the place that we were moving into wasn't ready and we needed like a place to live for a month. And I remember going to the gym and being on the elliptical, and then like literally a 10-year-old like walks in and is on the elliptical next to me by herself. And it's just like me and her. And the only thing I know about this place is this documentary, which I hadn't watched, still haven't watched, but like,
I watched it.
I knew the lore of this place. So I was just like on this elliptical with this little girl who was just like clearly, it was just like a bad vibes. And I like left immediately because I was like, I don't want to accidentally inspire her to be on this thing in any way, shape, or form. But it was just one of those like, God, I don't want to believe Los Angeles is gross in those kind of ways.
Totally. I mean, I wanted to like stop the treadmill and be like, hey, I'll go what do you want from the vending machine?
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go get you some Lenny and Larry's.
Damn.
Anyway, so that was a crazy time.
What fun.
I don't know about you, but I have definitely been hard up for some content to watch. So I decide to download a streaming service that I've never used before, knowing good and well I am going to cancel it tomorrow or within the 7 days. However, I did have a couple margaritas and oh my God, I forgot to cancel it. And oh my God, I've been paying for this network for 3 years. It happens to the best of us, right? Well, luckily, Rocket Money is there to save your tail. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. Okay, I am obsessed with Rocket Money. It clearly feels like I'm sending in the muscle to do the hustle. I don't want to have any confrontation, so they go in there, they say, hey, did you know you're paying for X, Y, and Z? And you go, I did not. Cancel those. Or maybe I didn't know, but I want the bill to be lower, so they'll even negotiate for you. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Also, those bills being lowered, up to 20%. All you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. They deal with customer service for you. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/TMGW. That's rocketmoney.com/TMGW. rocketmoney.com/TMGW.
I did something scary this weekend.
What the fuck?
I got asked to do the monologues at UCB's ASSCAT show, which is so
iconic,
amazing. Like, I was just so honored to be there, which sounds like, I don't know, too serious to say or something, but it is such a like legendary show where they like bring a monologist in, and
which is a crazy word.
Crazy word. I don't even know if I said it right.
I'm sure you did.
The person comes, they get a suggestion from the audience, they do a like monologue, and then the improvisers, who are all incredibly like seasoned, amazing improvisers, do scenes, and then you do another monologue, they do scenes, and then you might do, and then you do like a third monologue.
But monologue, is it monologist?
Monologist.
That sounds like someone who studies mono.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
But it also is so intimidating because you are at this, like, it's sold out every show because it's like their flagship show.
Exactly.
So I was so nervous to do this.
Oh,
and
God.
Of course, the first monologue I tell is the day I found out I got cancer.
Oh my God. Wait,
Which
what was
is
the
so
suggestion? Or no,
capture.
Capture.
And I was like, capture, kidnap. My body's been captured for a year. Here's what.
Wow.
But it's so top of mind for me, obviously.
Right.
And it's so colloquial for me, obviously. And Elliot came to the show, which was so nice to just have like an anchor there. And afterwards, he's like, you did great. And he was so kind about it. I think it went okay, but obviously, you know, my hypercritical brain is like, oh, I could have done.
Disassociating too.
Yeah. And he was like, but man, I was like, she's really going for it. She's immediately telling them about breast cancer. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't even realize that could be too much for an audience. Because
the improvisers are like, ah.
Yeah, literally everyone after the show was like, thank you for telling your story. It's so nice that I was like, oh fuck, did I just say something?
Did I kill the vibe?
Did I like, man, I didn't even, it didn't even occur to me that I was
so desensitized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just so my world right now and everything I relate to right now. But it ended up being okay.
Okay.
And I think it was great. And I haven't seen improv in so long. And
Yeah.
I was like, thank God I don't have to do the improv part. My brain is not there.
The second monologue.
About the time I lit my hair on fire at a wedding.
Great. A much different vibe.
Yeah, exactly. And then about the time that I lied on my eye test to get glasses when I was in 3rd grade.
Girl.
We've all been there.
And now it's hell.
Yeah.
Now when you actually need it. Speaking of, on Saturday, Chip and I, we did like a fun day where we were like, let's just do brunch and then like kind of like walk down Sunset and like get a couple cocktails.
Yeah, after our 420 live stream.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for everyone that showed up for that on Patreon.
Which, by the way, I had not even 2 milligrams of THC, and we drive to brunch and I go, Chip, I'm having a panic attack. I had to.
You had a whisper.
I was gripping the steering wheel. I was out of body. You know the moments where you go, should I be operating?
Yeah.
I was not high. It was not anything. And he was like, well, just pull over, babe. I'll take over. And I was like, phew. I was like, I'm sweating. I like was in my head that it was totally okay. But we did like brunch, little cocktail. And then I was like, I'm about to go buy some new glasses at Warby Parker because it was right on that strip.
Nice.
I went in there. I hope these look good. I just got the notification that it's like your new Warbies are on the way. I did like a thicker. I did like
fun.
I did kind of
something
a
fun and iconic.
kind of a Ted Bundy frame, which sounds bad because he's a serial killer. Yeah. But that's the go-to, like a thick, like a 80s dad with like a line there, but like tortoiseshell.
Okay. I love a tortoiseshell.
So I hope it wasn't the gin gimlets talking.
We'll find out. Either way, it'll be authentically you in some form.
I might be wearing them next week, so we shall see.
Wait, how was hibachi?
Okay, yes, because I was nervous last week.
Yeah, last we left off, you were taking our friend Steve to his very first hibachi experience.
Yes, it was Steve and our friend Soren. It went really well. We went to a place.
I saw a little on your story that the onion volcano looked like an absolute explosion.
Honey, do I have eyebrows?
I know. I was like, where are the fire extinguishers?
La-di-da-di Backdraft, the movie from the 80s. So it went great. We went to a place that like I hadn't been in several years. And when I went then, it was already like a little...
Oh, okay.
Rinky-dink.
Yeah.
But I was like, let's go do this instead of driving another extra 20 minutes to like a corporate one, right? I was like, it'll be fine. It's all the same. Yeah. Right. So it's a little rough around the edges, but we had a good time. We were with like 4 dudes who like, I'm assuming were like 20.
Okay.
Who were just on their phones.
They were with your party. Or no, not with your party. They were a separate party?
No, so they were the people we were sharing the table with.
Sharing the table. Okay. Right.
That they were all like kind of on their phone, not talking to each other. They all had bottles of still water that they were drinking out of wine glasses.
Okay.
So in my head, I was like, these kids aren't of age.
Yeah.
You know, meanwhile, so we're having our drinks and whatnot, and they are like dead silent to each other. Yeah. And then when the guy comes out, they were so... I mean, they were just like, wow. I mean,
they were so into it.
You know, like he takes the spatula and the egg, slides it down and goes, an egg roll. And they were like, yeah. I mean,
that's ideal. That's an ideal table mate.
I was like, what? I didn't know these guys had it in them.
Yeah, they were pranking you guys beforehand.
It felt like genuine appreciation, right?
Yeah, they were real fans of the art.
They were. And so it was a great time. Steve absolutely had a good, you know, like, the jokes, I was like, thank God we got a good guy.
Who loves puns.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Or just, you know, turns off the light for the onion volcano and goes, didn't pay the bill.
So dumb.
You know, all of them. But this guy served us every joke you could ask for.
Amazing.
He wasn't like that skilled in the knife department. Okay. We got no shrimp tails tossed. Okay. But as far as just the tight 15.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's great. That's all you could hope for. Honestly, I'll take personality and jokes over the shrimp tails being tossed.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just like really doing the knife on the spatula thing. I'm like, that's not the best. But it was just so funny too, because I remembered a memory. This is pertinent to us and our first sketch team, where I was like, I pitched a sketch idea. I'm going to say 3 times that was like girl and guy go on a first date at a hibachi place. Yeah. And the chef comes out, wheels his cart out, and it's the like ex she dumped. Like that was his like, well, I'm going to get my life together. Like that was his next job. So like all the like the go through jokes and like heartbeat and like the knives and all that, and how like terrible it would be. It'd be like, great, now this like the guy I dumped has to do these jokes in front of me and my date doesn't know this and he's loving it.
It's great.
And I was like, now it makes sense why we never did that sketch, Steve, because you'd never been to hibachi and you didn't know what I was talking about.
It wasn't that it was a bad idea. It was that they had no awareness of the art.
I know.
I'm like, I was like, that's a great scene from a movie. And then I'm like, isn't that in Garden State?
Is it?
I feel like Zach Braff's character in LA is that he's like a hibachi chef.
No,
how do I even remember that?
He's a waiter at a Thai restaurant because it was the restaurant named C in Williamsburg. And And I had just moved to New York, and that movie had just come out, and I was like, every time I went, I was like, you know, this is from the opening scene of Garden State. Like,
Garden State.
I dropped that factoid to a lot of people.
Garden State was what I had said was my favorite movie. Anytime someone asked me, that was such a calling card for a certain niche. Like, I'm cool, and I am not going with what's mainstream, but this is like a cool hipster movie.
Oh, the amount of time I spent walking around my college campus listening to an iPod with the Shins on it.
I listened to that album a lot, and I don't listen to music.
You don't
ever, especially at that age.
The ones that I was take really me down 6 underground. I mean, the bops.
And let go. Yeah, I was really, really in a desperate time to be cool.
Remember when Taylor Swift dated Zach Braff?
What?
She didn't, but it's believable, right?
You just watched me search the Rolodex of my brain for whether I knew that. And then I was trying to imagine
someone on the roster.
Yeah, because he does look like Zach Braff looks a little like if AI were to try and make Jake Gyllenhaal, it would look like Zach Braff.
Totally.
But man, I don't put it past the fact that they didn't.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who even knows?
The next song is just like, you scrubbed my heart.
Well, see, there's already songs about Travis Kelce that people are like, it's got touchdown in it, and it's got like sidelines and like references to sports.
Do you think maybe she had the album and it was a normal amount of tracks, and then she started dating him and was like, you know what, I'm gonna add 8 more that reference him?
I saw when I was looking through stuff this morning that she has said that she has been working on this album for the last 2 years, and when it got to a point that she felt it was done or perfect or as good as it was going to be, that's when she decided it was ready for her fans. And also she announced it at the Grammys when she won.
Was controversial.
Right. Yeah. And she, but the backup plan, she said, I guess recently, was that if she didn't win a Grammy, she was going to announce it at like a Tokyo show.
The one that she was going before she hopped on a private jet to go watch Travis play.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Remember?
Or I feel like this happened recently.
Yeah. No, because everyone was speculating. Like people were timing out. Okay, if her show ends at this time, this is how long the flight is from Tokyo to get to the playoff game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was, around then, maybe, I guess.
It was like, I loved it. All these people were like, so you're telling me Taylor Swift looks like this and has this much energy when she just flew from Tokyo and did a show. And meanwhile, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. When's the last time you ever sighed? No idea. When's like, why am I so tired?
Well, you're not a billionaire.
That's true.
So that's why.
Hard fact.
That is, I think, scientifically why we're all so tired is that we're not billionaires.
I feel like they've got to get shot up with like so many vitamins and shit that like.
And I'm like, if so, can I get one for my dog right now? That'd be great.
Speaking of, let's wrap this up because I don't want you to miss therapy today.
I got to go to therapy. And this is where Laura really makes her money. This is where we really see how well she can handle what's about to enter that room. No,
she has targeted ads for her practice to all women with older dogs.
Yep.
Oh man, but this was fun.
This was fun. Also, I realized too that I have like a video going up today that has a joke about like someone's dog dying. So it's like top of mind. But we'll see, you guys. Thanks for letting us be a little real here.
Yeah, just a couple of tortured poets.
Tortured poets. That's exactly what we are.
This got weird.
Yep.